Hi everyone, welcome to this week of Top Decks. Lots of things going on, a bit busy, of course, in Japan, and only me this time. Other people are busy, so they had to go home and stuff. So I'll just be going through all the lists this week. New set came out, so quite a lot of different things to talk about. But overall, still just a decent amount, right? Decent amount. So we're gonna go through it now because yeah, I gotta be somewhere very soon. All right. So first off, we have the What Overlord list, right? This is just old Overlord running some new OT removers and all that. It's still the same thing. Also got like the the returner, the ride line returner, just for some extra bulk. You can play some of your modder cards with this, and it's just better shield, right? It's a better shield. So very cool. Into Bavs Saga. Bavs Saga got a new support, like the Overlord support, so this is really showing up. But still, you know, the spears and things is still the best trick move. Is this only one Overlord they're running? This doesn't seem right. I feel like the Overlord dress boost is just really good. So if you're only running one of them, I think you're doing something wrong, right? But okay, it's fine. It's looks like they did all right. Then with Tamayuras, this one really didn't change that much. Maybe you run the new kind of returners, but even so, I don't think they do. There's just like no space for it. And another one here from Gary Stefanis from Report PTC. This one, yeah, still the same one, right? This is from Rodrigo actually. So Gary reporting for Rodrigo with the Tamayura. Same kind of Tamayura deck. This is not English. And then Anton with the Dragon Empire Dote. So yeah, and I don't expect any new cards in this because it's from the SEA region. Generally, they don't get it as quick. So Minerva from IR, and then fourth was Daffa with Lauren Roll. All right, so congrats there. We had one stealth deck as well. Let's bring it back here. Yeah, I think that looks better. So one Japanese stealth deck with the snake. All right, so doing okay. And then onto the Gandeevas, and people might say, wow, Gandeevas again, but you guys forget that Gandeeva got a new support. This new grade 3 is actually nuts. So it's just kind of just makes the deck better. Surprised to see so many Bosuns now in some of these decks. So the count should be at around like 1 to 2. That's what everyone has been cutting. All right. The first deck with the 3 was a bit surprising. I was running four best harvest as well. So that's kind of different. And this was from the Dragon Star and Eco Book Row. So this was actually a bigger tournament. The next one looks like Zorga Masks. Third was Raku with Token Rumble. This deck's actually insane, right? Actually really broken. And then fourth was Rio with, looks like a Hexaorb deck. So very nice. And then continuing on, right, more Gandeevas. This deck is just not going to go away even without the support, but once this support hits in as well, it's just like a really good deck. Really easy to replace as well, just put in 3 or 4 copies, and the deck is still top tier. It's still good to go, ready to win. Fuzzy had my shop challenge for standard last week, but was busy, so I forgot to post it. Overall, performed very well. Still finding a build that I personally feel good with. P.S. Best of luck, Derek and Kai, this weekend. Thank you, Fuzzy. You're doing great. I can only imagine that you were busy with the pie charts, right? But this, like, Fuzzy does a lot for the community, so big props to him. Surprised only 2 best harvests in this build though, so that's I guess maybe the format has a lot of decks that can't get retired. Is it just Avers? So yeah, okay, it's good to see. You got your shop challenge. Nice. New York Card Fighters went at Toy was Jose with Gandeeva. Looks like he likes Kingdom Hearts 3.1, and he's also never using this deck again. Alright, so not everyone likes Gandeeva, it is what it is. Typer King ended up at top 8 in Shop Challenge, got beat in top 8 due to the impossible in a turn 1, and they got 6 damage heal, 6 damage heal, and 6 over trigger. They had 2 cards in hand, so no guard. The turn after I lost the mirror, I killed them 3x and it was not good enough. Praise Orfist. Okay, alright. I mean, if it happens, it happens, right? If it happens, it happens, yeah. Hub at Dock 3, won for Novel Games won a box tourney. We played for our choice of Stride deck sets. Okay, that's cool. Big fan of that. Let me move myself, let's center myself there. There we go. And then with just a Gandeeva, of course, right? If you're playing Gandeeva, right, it's the safest way. Actually, running a red OT though, that I don't agree with. I still think, you know, the Dragon Empire one is still the best. But yeah, I think it's correct to move away from the Bavs Saga ride line, but except looks like Martin didn't. First place, GG Central buy card shop challenge with the Gandeeva deck. Second pick is the buy card because I forgot to include it in the first picture. And oh hello Different Fight, hope you have a good day and thanks for noticing this scuffed post. So yeah, sorry Martin, Different Fight's not here, couldn't see your post, so I know you're a big fan, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, congrats on the buy card, getting that round 1 buy, so very nice, very nice. And then here we have a Vanguard Guild solo post with Danny coming in first place with the Gandeeva, Reza with the Welstra, and Ivan with Maelstrom, and then Tristan with the MLB, right? So quickly just take a look. The Gandeeva list, of course, still like that, all right? Nothing, I mean, we all know what a Gandeeva list looks like. Welstra 2, right? Welstra, very standard as well. And then third, we have the Maelstrom. So this one's interesting. Good old Maelstrom, like coming back. I always see this randomly pop up, right? Even in Japan, there's like the random Maelstrom deck pops up. Wow, yeah, your team ran Maelstrom. Like, yeah, third deck, right? And then we have the MLB here too. So very nice, very nice. And then lastly, for Dragon Empire, I do have one Vermillion list this week. So wow, Vermillion coming back. Of course, it's like kind of, it's just, we don't really see that much anymore. There's just so many decks that are very, very good. So yeah, Vermillion has a lot of catching up to do. Yeah. Then moving on to Dark States, we have a Bruce, got a spicy Bruce play, not really a Bruce playmat, but yeah, a Bruce deck here with Vehemence. This is from Misty Delta 735, or Numcall, right? First place local Vehemence Bruce list, just went X0, so congratulations. And then, you know, soon gonna get more cards for Bruce at least, right? Next we have is the Greedon. So Greedon just been popping off apparently. It's a deck that if you've been paying attention, top decks has been just doing well. Like it's like a consistent topper, right? And I mean even in the WGP season we do see some taken as their third deck. So don't underestimate the Greedon, right? And just 2 this week running just all Greedon masks. So very, very cool. Also a Kheios list, so this one recently did very well at WGP Gunma as well. People, I mean, but again, if you guys watch top decks, you know, right? You know this deck is not a slouch, so overall very, very cool. Then Chilaris, Pixel Expo, Good Games Morley Standard Weekly. First was Steven Witasa with Drajeweled masks. Wow, okay. Did they get, oh, they already got the Imprusa. Insane. Darren Yong with Gandeeva. Okay, Gandeeva, sure. That's a nice back. Wow. Okay. Tian Hong with Messiah. This is. I mean, at least it's Messiah. We know what a Messiah this looks like, right? And then Justin Samuel Kunias one with Hexaorb. So good job. And then a few more Drajeweled masks. Everyone seems to be going for it, right? Nicholas Jacobus won Necrocard Sunday Gold Coin Tournament with Drajeweled masks. Everyone picking up their improvers and going all in for it. You got that 4 swirlers, got those masks going. Nicholas Jacobus again, another late post it looks like. Necrocards Weekly 29th of July. Yeah, another Drajeweled mask. This is Pay to Suffer, is what he likes to call it. Came 4th. And yeah, Imprusa makes the deck viable and really good. But it is Pay to Suffer. It is Pay to Suffer. A bit copium, right? Jeff took first at Locals Estate with Drajeweled that went undefeated at 3-0. And again, it's the Imprusa diff, right? The Imprusa diff. Yeah. And then Chronojet this week, we only had 3 Chronojets. Only 3. First place at Edmonton's first ever 32-player shop challenge with Chronojet. Oh, first place? First time? Or first ever? I mean, that is good to see. And then just with the Chronojet, that's nice. That's cool. That's cool. Melvin TCG Top Deck Trading VG Standard Tournament. 100% go first rate this week. Woohoo, Gandeeva is really stupid, especially when the player has a godlike start hand, couldn't do much in the matchup. So it came 3rd, so that was the loss, right? But yeah, Gandeeva versus Gandeeva versus Jet. That's a bit of a rough matchup, you know. Yeah. Vanguard Guild solo again. So this one was just Eggy coming first with Chronojet, then Hans with Unica, then Rendy with the Ava, and then we got Lianorn from Yuan in 4th place. And then yeah, congrats to congrats to the champs, yeah. And then here we go. So quickly take a look. We know the Chronojet pretty standard, running the actually with a few decks running the regular speeds. Oh, running the old Dark States OT though. I think a lot of people swapped to the red one instead. The red Valnort, right? Unica here, you know, Unica. I don't know how this deck will top of this. They got to get a bit lucky, right? I can only imagine, but you know, luck is part of it. So congrats. Here is the Ava. So Ava kind of dropped off quite a lot. Actually dropped off quite a lot. I hardly see any Ava decks at all in Japan. And then 4th here is the Lianorn masks. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. We have an Astra Unica list. This is La deck list del Mazo. Okay, I can translate this to you. The deck list of the Al Magister deck that I used yesterday. We are testing and changing little things, but I really like this archetype. I like this archetype too. I only wish Boucher liked it, right? They actually put some support for this deck, because I just want this deck to do good, man. A lot of us want this deck to do well, but it just feels like, you know, like when they release a grade 3 and you're like, this feels like it's so last year. That's kind of what it is. The pictures are from last year, but the effect is like, you know. So yeah, congratulations, congrats. Then Ominagruzio. So this is a very cool deck that I personally find is very cool. But right now, I think it's a bit hard to build, right? In terms of how it's like the advantage engines for this deck isn't there yet. I feel this one is the pretty standard one where they run just the Gungaram, because you know, when people think how do I get advantage in Dark States, well, Gungaram, right? Especially for a deck that doesn't use its soul that much, so that's probably the correct pick. And then there's the Ride Line Remover as Returner as well. There's a few of these other ones that run the Cyclers instead, which I think is correct too. That's fine. Cyclers and a Clean Sweep. So I actually don't know how they managed to fit this one in, but I guess, you know, if you cut, yeah, it looks like everything is still there. I think you cut one of the. No, he didn't. No, he's got it. I guess he's not running the great, the Mask Searcher. Yeah, that's what he cut. That's why he can run the Clean Sweep and the Cycler. But the Cycler is a legit pick. Yeah. And then this one here is what? Looks like the Unica grade 1, is it? But running 2 Cyclers, so okay. And then here is. I do feel it's just a toss-up between the Cyclers or the Gungaram. That's pretty much. I see 1 Clean Sweep. Maybe, is it a Gungaram, I think? Yeah, a bit hard to see because of the glare. And then lastly here, even more glare. Wow, okay. This one's running, it looks like a Desire Devil. Only 2 of the grade 1s that count as 2 though. So I don't know. I think this one's a bit of a dud. Alright, so a few nice decks, but not, some of them are still, I guess it's still in the works to find out which one is the best one. Alright. Bastion. Ooh, Bastion. I'm a huge fan. I like the new Bastion. It's simple, it's sweet, it's effective. It's also very expensive. This deck has, you see these owls? I see them in shops, they're selling for 6,000 yen, right? It's incredible. This PR is broken, actually bonkers. The rest of the Bastion peaches as well aren't cheap, just because, I don't know, people really like Bastion, right? It's just a deck that is simple, easy to get into, functions, looks cool, right? Who doesn't like White Knights? And, you know, get drive checks, Toyas. If you're a Toya fan, I'm sure there's a lot of girls who are into that. This deck it's like the expensive Gandeeva deck, right? You want a deck that's simple and effective, and then you want to just look different, or you can get Bastion instead of Gandeeva, right? It fulfills the spectrum. Like, you know, one side is the dragon spectrum, and the other side is the knights, right? The knights, knights versus dragons. Hey. Pretty cool. Quite a few Bastion decks. I feel like just when Bastion is good, it's just really good. When Bastion's bad, it's just bad, right? And that's why you're just gonna see whenever Bastion becomes like remotely even half decent, everyone is just pouncing. It's just pouncing on. Because it's got mechanics that you just can't like you can't defend efficiently. And the deck like pretty much just builds itself. There's a few changes with the amount of Bastion primes and all that, but you know, Sages as well if you're on Flock. Yeah, but it's still like, even though you have a few of these differences, it's still very, very simple to build. Right, this one's actually got the Evergreen order, so that's actually interesting. One thing that I did note is that, you know, Bastion has been running around with the elemental OTs instead of just the Martinoa ones, because it's, even though it just seems like a Martinoa is okay for this deck, you know, the other decks just, the other kind of OT is just really, really good. So here we got Lewis Hong, TTC Vanguard Standard Tournament, came second, right? But yeah, cool. It's pretty standard Bastion list. But then we also have I'm Not Kavan, so Sentinel Games Sunday 20, going 6-8. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it. Go 5-round Swiss, came second. It looks like it lost in the finals to Alista, where the opponent hit 3 effective heals. And well, this deck, this one, I'm actually going to give the top D this week. So here he goes. We can put this up. I actually didn't put the hashtag VG top deck, so let me put that up too. But yeah, this one gets the award. Why does this one get the award? Well, it did probably the best among all the hashtag VG top deck ones. It's a pretty standard list as well, so if you want a list to go for, you can just pretty much copy it. It isn't running Sages, which is quite interesting. A lot of players have expressed, do I want to run Sag or not? And it seems like the answer is just a flip between Sages and Fork. So this order here that gives the extra drives. I think the extra drives is fine. The only thing that I think would be different is that, you know, some decks are cutting on the Bastion Prime, just cutting a bit lower, using it more as a finisher instead. But to be fair, like Bastion Prime is just really, really good. Still hits high numbers, gets the more multi attacks going, and then if you're able to it's just really, still really, really good. But yeah, I'm Not Kavan, congratulations on showing off the most recent Bastion. You've been well rewarded for your purchase of 4 of these PRs, or obtaining the 4 PRs. Right, so congratulations. Next we have is another Bastion list as well. This one's from Benjamin Soon at the TTC 120, and this one came 5th. And yeah, this new Bastion give more pressure when going first. Deck list still needs some changes, but overall still okay. Yeah, it's still in the beginning of the format, right? A lot of people still have different ways to build it, but it's still a very, very strong deck. Not much else to say. Hexaorb, and a few Hexaorbs still as well. This deck is not over. It's actually benefiting from the OT returner, it seems, because you know, just put some in, put as many in as you want. It solves kind of your defensive issues. And then Crow here won Friday standard local with Hexaorb. You know, I have to swap it up and keep you guys on the toes. Still tweaking the deck, missing a few cards, but look, what cards are you missing from Hexaorb? Let's be real. If it checks top deck, it's working. It's working as intended. So yeah, pretty crazy. Looks nice. Good job, Crow. Cubit Tanya late post Nego cards at monthly. August 5, we got first place with Hexaorb. Yeah, okay, good job. And then here we got Chilaris again. Good games more. BCS standard tournament. Fraser D-Love with Hexaorb. Look at this. This is. You guys in Perth, you guys got some. Do you guys have long phones or something? Is that how it goes? Like, you guys have got long phones? Take a long picture. All right. Next up is Tian Hong with. Is this just Chilaris? Just like, you know, going the deck long and you just got like a long monitor? Is this what you're doing, mate? Darren Leon. Mate, yeah, we're gonna need you to get some IT courses, right? And Jared McCracken with Messiah. So the previous was Ava. Okay, Ava, hopefully you can see it. You're not just, I don't know, get a magnifying glass, right? Then Effortless One, OHS Overdress Weekly Tournament. Result first time joining locals with a top cut, and my first time ever topping and winning a tournament with a top cut. Good stuff. It was nice to practice this format. Didn't expect to win though, but we'll take those. That's right. Step at a time. One step at a time. So did that first step. So congrats. Illusion. After retiring from Gandeeva, I ended up going X1, getting second at locals with PBO. What can I say? With the addition of the 2 promos and the blue OT, this deck is super strong and a lot of fun. Yeah, 2 promos and a blue OT. That blue OT is very expensive in Japan, by the way. It's like, I think it's around 2k yen. It's around 20 bucks, that blue OT. So PBO, man, became a rich man's deck. Minerva, so this one is from Aya Ananda. So PM at TCG Corner weekly. Deck use Minerva, and the Minerva always same list. Hiya! It's, I mean, if it works, it works. You know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you have to change the list. But Minerva has actually really dropped off big time. Right, big time in Japan. So it's interesting to see how it's just kind of disappeared, I have to say. And then lastly, we do have this one Solarion from Japan to round out Keta. And I mean, Solarion actually has gotten better with the new set. You know, easy access to 5 attacks. So overall, can't really, you know, it's gotten the Eugene effect where it's gotten better cards, so it's like a better deck now. But I feel like Eugene's got the Eugene effect again, where it's become really bad again. So I think this might be just the worst deck again. But yeah, pretty cool. Magnolia. So moving on to the Stoicheia side, I think Magnolia has been performing better than a lot of people have expected. This one is from Taiwan, but just running Magnolia masks and you know, some inlet pulses. I feel like this lineup is going to change. I see a lot of people playing different kind of builds and just testing it out. So Magnolia is probably just that one list that will change a lot depending on just what they want to put in to the creature lineup or the monster unit lineup, right? Here again as well, this is another Magnolia mask, like 1 inlet pulse only, right? I guess I've seen players run 0, but then we got a lot of force of growth because there's excuse me, there's just like a lot of ways to kind of resurrect cards in Stoicheia. Running red OT as well. But yeah, just lots of different ways to build it, so will be interesting to see how this develops. And then we've got Jordan Heng at AGC Weekly Japan 20. And got first with Magnolia masks, right? That's very cool, very cool. And yeah, pretty nice. Just a different card. Seeing some of these cards though, kind of hard to see some of those. It's like the hidden tech. But you can see, like, you know, Force Grow and pretty much the Mask Searcher is pretty much a given right there. And 4 in the pulse, is the one. I guess it's like PG and this is the Bist Avaya, and I can't. Is this just the kind of the one that gives a persona to the back and the front? Could be that. I'll have to see. All right. Then Zorga. So we've got a couple of Zorgas as well. So red Zorga into Zorga mask. This feels like kind of a diversity kind of build. But yeah, they cracked that Seraph PR. So that's pretty good. It's money. It's money. So nice. And then there is another one, Japanese on here as well. Able to run just the new Mystiark habitat, the new order, is just gives Zorga just a nice buff, but also just all Stoicheia has a nice buff. It's just really strong. Yeah. And then here, Outer Orange, undefeated with Burger Boat. Yeah, the deck is still somehow a good lol. No order line build, which I think is the way now. I just into a Lister too, and the deck holds up. So, you know, if you still, I feel like if you just go first and like just do your things and your opponent doesn't get a single defensive or anything like that, it's, you know, Flagburg will just do its own thing, right? It's like the old multi-attack decks that like don't get that much power. You just see the Nova Grapplers. It's like old school Nova Grapplers, like Asura Kaiser. You see they're going, where's my damage trigger? No damage. I'm not gonna throw down like 50 cards just to guard like one of the 5 attacks that you do. So yeah, good. Congrats, Orange. And then a Rorowa here as well. So just pretty nice Rorowa, Japanese Rorowa. And then a Lianorn. So this is from Kuroneko, Rowell standard. I can't check triggers. Well, that's a you problem, right? That's a you problem. And then here we have Kuroneko's Lianorn list. I thought it was playing Rorowa, but I guess I was like kind of thinking, I was like, oh, what is it? Oh, there, yeah, he is playing Rorowa. Just in the right line. Yeah, running Lianorn. It's not even Lianorn masks, right? So it likes old school Lianorn. I don't know, if you're playing old school Lianorn and you can't check triggers. That's again, just play masks, man. Just play masks. I think masks is better than old Lianorn. Old Lianorn, Stinky deck, stinky deck. We have some Maelstrom, so we got this from Thohan Bei Bong, from Hanoi Cardfight Vanguards, right? And the champion is Hugh Pika, playing Maelstrom. Here it is, so Maelstrom list, right? Very, very cool, very, very cool. And then the runner-up was Do Hui with Chronojet. Yeah, here it is. Oh no, that's not Chronojet. This one was Tim, who came third, who used Lianorn, right? Lianorn masks, right? So, and then we have Nguyen Hoang Min playing Hexaorb Aquamarine. So this is Hexaorb, and I think the next one should be the Chronojet. So there it is. Yeah, there's the Chronojet. So congrats all, right? Congrats all. 36 players, pretty big for, looks like just like a kind of a local scene. So yeah, Vietnam really representing Vanguard very strong, right? Very nice to see. And then they have another Claudine deck. Look at this, Claudine, the Japanese Claudine list. Actually running a lot of orders, right? So this, they don't even have the order Rai line, like Zorga Rai line. They just run a lot of orders with one RPD. One RPD. There's so many orders. Wow. Okay. Is this the order that like plus? I think it's the order that just gives like plus. Oh no, it just creates 2 planets. I thought it was the meme one. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty. No, this is the meme one. It does have the meme. Oh no. Yeah. No, this is not the meme one. Okay. All right. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. And then here we have one Mystiark. This is from Discord. So take a quick look. This is from Moose Cake, right? From their BD Card Shop Monthly Shop Challenge, Shop Tournament. First was the I can't say the Mystiark name, alright guys? I can't say it. It's like right? We hardly even see this deck at all. It's like, yeah, this won though, right? So this won the tournament, and then I think Moose Cake came second with the Ezel list, right? So here it is. So yeah, congrats there, Ezel. I haven't seen this in a very, very long time, but congrats, right? Congrats on making it. And then we're on to the Seraph. So I've actually played against DF playing the Seraph list. Well, not this Seraph list exactly, but with the new kind of build. So not this one. It should. There's like with this PR as well. This card's actually really, really good. Able to just draw cards during your opponent's turn, just so your hand will be okay. But I feel like just in the current format, you know, other decks are so strong. This deck's like not the tier 1 that you think it is, right? On paper, this deck looks really, really good, all right, with the new like Sentry Bot PR that lets you get free pure light rides. But when you play it against like a token run, there's just so many options. Some of these decks are so strong that some of these decks can do. It's still suffering from the same weakness. So although this deck is like really cool now, it is still got issues. Not unbeatable kind of broken control deck, which is probably the best for the game, right? And then a couple of Orfists. So Orfists actually did really well. Like they went from like nothing to at least something. I think a lot of people were quite surprised. There was at least 2 Orfist tops at WGP Gunma. It just turns out it's like an alright grade, like 3rd deck for your team. But at least in locals, we do have quite a lot just showing up. And I guess, you know, interesting to see some of these order lineups. But overall, the deck actually has basically just has a lot of space issues. So whenever you look at a lot of these Orfist decks, they will look pretty similar to things that you've seen before. All right, even I think these are pretty similar to lists that I posted before, like, you know, the set got released. So you can just kind of copy those. But yeah, actually surprised that some of these decks aren't running a few extra like Orfist Ragus. Because just the Orfist mask itself does benefit from the mask shuffling, so I think like it's pretty awesome. Like, this one runs an extra. It's got around an extra one, which is okay. And then lastly here last list, we got John, went 3-0 with Orfist Mask at locals today. Really happy with the results of playing it at locals. I found the deck isn't as bad as people say it is, but it does have a different playstyle from Regis where it can gain good hand size with Mask and the new grade 2. Alright, that's really good. That's really good to see. I know a lot of it's just pretty much like before. A lot of people expected more from Orfist Mask. I guess when they were thinking like Mask, main villain, they're like, wow, this deck has to be broken. But you know, they didn't. When it came out, it wasn't like OP broken, and that's where people got disappointed. Disappointed, right? Gravidia. So Gravidia Master actually did something. Though this tournament wasn't that big, right? But you know, Gravidia Masks. Some people stand behind Gravidia Masks. I feel like just you run even less cards now because you have to run extra copies for Gravidia Masks. You can have like less regards, right? So what can you do? And then another one here as well. As expected, there just wasn't that many Gravidia Masks, and no one runs it at like 4 copies, right? It's just fine at 3, and then this one's actually just a pure Gravidia. I've seen people run. Running this though? There is no way you're not running Elder Breath. Okay, there is no way you're not running Elder Breath. Though I guess, like, if you double this trigger, you get to give 2 of your regards attacks or extra attacks, right? So, maybe, but like, if you just Elder Breath, you just win, right? People just explode, right? So, maybe? I don't know. I think red is not correct. Red is wrong, right? What Ava list, and it's not even an English Ava list. What a drop. What a drop from Grace, right? This Japanese Ava list looks like it's running the Blitz build. I think no, is it the Blitz build? I saw something weird, but I guess no, it's not running the Blitz build. It's just standard Ava. My bad. I was like, look at the red. I'm like, what is that? Oh yes. It's the new Ava. Alright, so pretty crazy how this has dropped off so much. A couple of Welstra. This is Andrew from Neko Cards Gold Coin Friday, first place. Finally not playing Zorga. Spicy Monster Welstra, credits to Jeffrey Salam. Deck thins like crazy. So I've seen weird kind of archetype monster lists with Ava, but this is actually the first time I'm seeing it with Welstra, which is insane. But don't you have deck out issues? I feel like the Welstra deck already goes through so much of its deck so quickly, right? Like if you're thinning your deck even quicker, are you actually be able to like push and win that much quicker? I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. But yeah, that's a that's a good mat, man. That's a good mat. And then Carnation. This is 20 players join the Carnation. The winner is Brandgate Welstra, and this is just a new standard Welstra list. It seems running 2 of the new returner, the new ride line returner. So I guess it's cool. That's cool. One Messiah from Locarina and TT Zone Vanguard. Right. First was Leonard with Brandgate Messiah. Right. Was it? It looks like it doesn't even run any of the new Messiah support it got, right? Which is just all the old cards, all the old deck, pretty much. And then Lewis with Bastion. So I think we've seen this one already. So congrats. And then we have a lot of lyrical decks as well this week. Like here's a Lianorn from Japan. I'm expecting it's all Wellista, man. Like Wellista is just this is Trixie Wellista. English Wellista is popping off. My locals is full of Wellista. It's actually just full of Wellista. It's pretty sigh. Let's put it that I had a big sigh. More Wellista. Yeah, more Felty Rosa. And then this one is from Veracruz. So reports the tornado. Can I translate? Yeah, it's from Veracruz. Tornado. They have some great graphics here. Excelentes partidas imborrables recuerdos. I'll try. I won't go anymore. First was here we go. First was Ponce with the Wellista. Here we go. Nice. Second was Omar with Overlord. Oh, he's got a nice Legion, man. Look at that. Yo. Okay. And then the third we got Jorge with Seraph. So Cool. PR not out yet for English. Still waiting. Still waiting. Right. And then look at this graphic. I like boom tornado. Nice. Good stuff. Martin asked, bro, you need a. What is this, dude? Lachlan Yee, who polled the deck, asked me to submit this because he doesn't have X, so here I am posting it. Second place buy card, shop challenge GG Central, Wellista Killer. Wellista deck, beating a total of 3 mirror matches in Swiss and a 2-1 score in top 8 mirror. But you didn't get the buy card, right? So, Lachlan, bro, sorry, man. You know, yeah, but post a bigger. Come on, guys, you can like crop the picture, all right? Like, come on, Lachlan, you can use a phone. You guys don't have phones. You're young, right? Come on. Congrats. And then Dave Vect, first place shop challenge standard at ENTCG. Really like Wellista at the moment. Feels like how Anj was during the start of G. Well rounded and doesn't have any real weaknesses to it. In my opinion, you need to play the gem at 4 since you want 2 in rotation at all times, plus 4 whenever you break Persona. That is right. That is, I think a lot of the older players who used to play like the older formats like Wellista a lot, because there's a lot you can do and it just draws you a billion cards, right? I think someone in my local budget, it's like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like just draw billion. Whoa, dude, I win, right? So yeah, pretty cool. I guess it's like that, but yeah, congrats, Dave, on topping. Oh, getting winning. Just winning. It's Sam, 3-1 with Wellista today. Good enough for first place at Chronos Games and gifts in Beaverton, Oregon. Alright, so another Wellista. You can see everyone is just on that Wellista train, man. That Wellista train is huge. It's quick, it's fast, it's insane. Aaron, the Chaos Breaker is best deck, I assume. Got 5th place at the shop challenge today. Had a pretty painful hand against Gandeeva the second time. End up losing the game, but 5th is pretty spicy, and this is. I had a quick glance. I thought it was Clarissa. I was like, but it was actually just Wellista. Surprise, right? And then we got Crow here. Went X1 with Celestial at Saturday Circle. Shout out to my homie Kevin for letting me borrow the deck. It's pretty much a raging form, lol. Here's the deck. Here's Crow with the saving us from all the Wellistas. Look at this Celestial, and it's raging form, which is pretty much. It's Crow's favorite deck, right? So here it is. Bang! Celestial. This card's price has actually gone up quite a lot. I think, oh no, this one. But I think people can't really underestimate this deck. It's, let me move it back. People can't really underestimate this deck. There we go. It's just a really good deck. Still a really good, well, not like hyper good, right? Not T1 good, but it's definitely better than where it was from before, right? So, good job, Crow. And then here we go, Ferrophyte. We're into the more Lyrical 3 territory now. But 2-1 our locals with Letitia was going to play Wellista, but forgot the cards at home. So I had to put together a deck from what I had. Got a 3rd, so I can't complain too much. Yeah, I think Letitia is still alright. It has some pretty... I think against like Gandeeva, for example, it's got some weird plays that it can do. So, yeah, it's still like okay. Right, just make sure we have 2 Unicas though. It's a bit risky. You need more. It's a good investment. Unica is a great investment. And then here we have is let me move this. Here we have is just Shiroto. Shaka streak ended. Here's the list you guys been asking for. Nothing special though. So, Kyoka. Okay, Kyoka. The top secret list, eh? Yeah, wow, okay, that's interesting. Kyoka, I don't know what to say about Kyoka. It's just like Darcy likes it. That's honestly the most we talk about Kyoka is we've never went like, wow, let's build a Kyoka deck today. Let's play Kyoka, right? There's so many good decks in Lyrical. You're like, wow, why Kyoka? Why Kyoka? Yeah, congrats, Shiroto. All right, congrats. And then we actually have a new section this week. We have Quince. So if you guys don't know, Quince is like the collab cards in the set 12, Evenfall Onslaught. I personally built a deck, right, just for the funsies. I built Itsuki because it looked like it was the best out of the 5. Because some of these decks look really awful. Basically, all these decks, to be fair, look not very good. when you would play it against a real deck. But if you play it amongst themselves, right, if your friends only like Quints and you just play against other Quints players, then it's like a fine deck. It's a very standard kind of deck. You have to run multiple of the starters just because the entire gimmick of this deck is just around putting different name cards in your memory, which is your bind zone. So you are kind of forced to run like these extra starters that don't do anything in the deck except getting bound. Yotsuma here's an also win con, which is kind of funny. But she needs like 14 different cards with 7 different card names to pull off that win. That's never gonna happen, right? And then another Yotsuma deck. I guess this is the best part about it, like Quints, is like this kind of deck though, because of the also win con, everyone wants to just try and meme and build a deck like that, right? So that's kind of cool. I guess if you play against other Quints decks, you might be able to get it off pretty not pretty easily, but just more often, just because the deck is the game is slightly slower. This is the deck I have. Itsuki running the mushrooms as like, it's like around like 2 flex slots you get. So you choose from like like cyclers, mushroom and order or something like that. Yeah, it's sort of just a restander, so that's pretty cool. Minju, best wife Miku going strong, persona turns going crazy, gets 6 memory most of the time, 7 is a luxury but possible, Elbard being useless and Ballista just 2 good. You're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna be beating a Ballista. This is just like I think it's like kind of like Kyrie, I guess, like you bouncing call, or use a bouncing, or you just restand, something like that. You just do 5 attacks with your columns, and then yeah, that's just how it is, right? Just how it is. And then here is Itsuki Han. Neko Nya, weekly D standard. Deck use was Miku. So many Mikus. I thought people like Nino, right? But I have to say, I think Nino is like one of the worst ones. Not that great ones. I think she's like Dragonic Descendant or something like that. So yeah, she's actually one of the weaker ones. I think the better ones are like, if you look at prices, it's Itsuki and Miku. And then Yotspa is also expensive just because people want to build her because she's meme. And then it's Nino, and the cheapest one is Ichika. But I'm in Japan, and I think a lot of people don't like Ichika much, so that could be a reason why she's the cheapest. Deck is just go ham and rush to get 6 memory on turn 3, then Unga Bunga, so I ever had to cheat this season. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Then moving on to the other section, this deck is broken. I actually built this deck, right? I built it for fun. And then it turns out the deck is like busted beyond belief. It's actually, I think a lot of these collab decks are built purposely to be more difficult than normal decks. Because our last collab deck, like Ebisu, was also a very relatively complicated deck that was also busted. So this one, I feel like this one is kind of similar to that. It's just, you got so many options, you got so many ways to play the deck. It's just really, really good. Mikazuki, right? Not Kashu Kyomitsu, right? Apparently. That one's not very good, but this one also is another Mikazuki deck. And everyone's kind of converted. You have to discard 2 to restand 2 cards. Like this dude, Mikazuki, discard 2 to restand 2. But guess what? There's a card here that turns every card in your hand. It gives them the effect that it counts as 2 cards. So you only discard 1. Yes. This deck is busted. This one not so much, right? This one not so much, but I heard Forging is busted. I kind of want to try another Token Rambu deck just to kind of test things. All right, I want to play a bunch of collab decks for fun, and yeah, just to see how well it goes. Is this a Kyomitsu build? I'm probably not going to build this, just because it's some of these token cards are very expensive now because everyone's on that token train. And I don't know, I want to try out fun collab things, because I've already tasted the broken. I'm only trying to build this deck. These Mushi King decks, it's just you can't find these cards anymore. Mushi Kings, they're gone, right? These cards are non-existent. Yeah, like I feel everyone just buys Mushi King because it's Mushi King and it's meme, but they just also want to just like, it's cheap, just buy a bunch, let's give it a try, it's fun, right? So a couple of Mushi King decks here as well. Yeah, that's pretty much all of standard this week. Right, moving on to V. All right, V, the most fun format that everyone is playing. Here we have is just the Jewel Knight from Japan, right? Kind of interesting to see Japan playing, still playing some of these V-Prem builds, right? Just because does anyone? I haven't. V-Prem stuff in Japan is on a heavy discount. I've never seen anyone play these at all, right? It should be non-existent, pretty much. And then here is K-Nuan. Played Battle Sisters at my locals card fight V-Prem Shop 20 and came 6th place. Got absolutely cooked in rounds 2 and 3. Forgot that Thavas at least 6. Yeah, Thavas retires and 6 attacks and 6 attacks. Hits big, draws a billion cards. You name it, right? You name it. So can't underestimate Thavas. Yeah. Dragon Empire. We have a Japanese Cargo, the crosses. Well, it's Japan and the cross, right? Well, of course. It's this combination, right? And then also a Chaos Breaker on a Chaos Messiah, right? Japanese Chaos Messiah. Very similar to my. I like this. This is a me build. Good job, Japanese player. All right. And then a Dimension Police. All right. Miracle Beater. I think it's like the same people who really like V-Prem, because I swear I've seen some of these decks before. Right. They're like, man, I love V-Prem. We've got to go back and play those tournaments, right? Get that Miracle Beauty. Got to slam some guys, right? Definitely not many. For transparency's sake, there was only 4 players, but still worth the share. Well, if you have 4 players in V, I think you're already doing very, very well for V tournaments. Not true. I think some places still do get quite a good amount of V, but V overall. Yeah. But here's go just check out some of these lists if you want to. Some of the Kias, right? Some of the Kia, Narakami. Okay, cool. And then here's the Lucia that came first with Silver Fawn, right? Lucia reverse, so nice. Good job. And then I talked to you, went 3-0 and undefeated at V-Prem in local stay with Ange. Not much to say, the deck is just really good. Ange was doing her best QTR impression, searching out the second Pulse every time to close out the game. Then if they survive that, just slam turret easy. Right, yeah. Ange still a very, very strong deck. There's actually like 2 options now in V. You have like Ange and Melody, which I think they're both very, very good options to take. But if your deck has a lot of Link Jokers, maybe Ange is the one. Maybe Ange is the one for you. All right. And then a Japanese. This is a 7 Seas deck. Right? A 7 Seas list, right? You see the whale. Right, so okay, all right, that's cool. And then some zoo lists for V. There's actually quite a few V lists. Wow. Japanese Neo Nectar lists. Like, do they feel like the end is nigh? Well, they want to play a bit of this before it rotates. And then Mega Colony, a Japanese Mega Colony list as well. Okay. Mega Colony? I believe you like at least more English players playing V because of the shop challenges, right? Dragnoa Shadow, right, came 2nd at Premium Shop Challenge at Final Turn Gaming using Luard again, only losing to a Highlander. Managed to dodge my bad matchups. That's good. Dodging bad matchups is the best way not to worry about those matchups. So, starting off with Luard for Premium, that's cool. I think we haven't seen Luard in ages, right? Luard's got some new pretty good cards, but it's just everything else has really, really good cards too. So yeah, and like every single, there's just a lot of bad matchups that are really strong in Premium, so we just haven't really seen much of Luard because of that. So yeah, cool, nice. Jeff won my Premium Shop Challenge with Overlord the Cross Premium back in July. Forgot to post, had a blast. Is this the what kind of build is this? Looks like here it is. It's not really the cross, right? It's like the rebirth, and all these damage increases. All the damage increases. This one's running Stricken. Though Stricken is kind of a diff, right? Stricken. So I respect Stricken into like rebirth and go. All right, cool. Good job, Jeff. Julius BCS Premium Shop Challenge at Rowell. Last hurrah with the deck before Harmonix Messiah. Had decent matchup and managed to win it. Yeah, that Harmonix is coming out. We got Freeze Ray, and this is the deleter. I think I forgot the name, but it just turns. It matches your opponent's power. It has 0 power, but in the battle phases, it'll just match your opponent's power. So if your opponent like gains like 1 billion power, like Dimension Please, then this will match that, and then they feel kind of bad. unless they also gain a lot of power during the battle phase. So that's something that I think a lot of people have been trying to make it work. I'm surprised he's not running Brandgate OT though. That one, is this the normal OT really? Is that a Neon Gize? I thought it was a different deck at the beginning, but now it's like Neon Gize. Okay, it's a Gize deck, and then it matches the Powerizer. that's slow transition. It's like, well, this is cool, and it's like, huh? What are you doing here? And it's like, oh, okay. All right, good job, Julius. Good job. And then quite a few Dark Zone decks. I don't know, are they all Steam Maidens? Cobra, first place Swansea Chop Challenge, made a few mistakes today, but never punished, so all good. That is right. That is the mindset that everyone should have. Never punished, not my issue, right? Not my issue. Playing Jet Maiden, right? Jet Maiden, a lot of people are saying this is like the best deck in Premium. Maybe. Kenzo Raphael, Treasure Chest Premium Shop Challenge 21 with Steam Maiden. Jet Maiden. It's Jet Maiden, okay? And then looks like Treasure Chest. Here it is. There's the list. This Blue OT. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, Kenzo. Good job. And then he is Kevin Fabianto Galini. Cards, Hobbies, and Supplies Shop Challenge. First place was Alfredo with DINLK. Okay, so actually not all Jet Maiden. DINLK. Okay. And then second was Cheryl Adam with the Mega Colony Mill. Is it Gutting Collier? Wow, dude. Premium Gutting Collier. Spicy. That is spicy. Alright. And then third was Schwal with Aquaforce Maelstrom. Maelstrom? Okay. Alright. Premium Maelstrom. Nice. And then what is this? Edo didn't even post a picture. This guy is crazy. Finally, my first ever buy card. Okay, what did he actually play? Deck look. DI. Okay, DI, mate. Sure. Okay, DI. That's good job. Congrats. And then lastly, we have one zoo list. So this is Chirulo's one we just saw before, and this is Mill Collier, right? So Mill Collier, I need mental trade. Okay, Mill Collier, I'm gonna give you a top deck as well. This is the rare time we give two. I like Bastion, but this one actually surprised me a bit. Mill Collier, I want to see this in action. All right, so you get a top deck, but premium, right? At least it's a very different format. And it's a different language, right? Global scene. So you get a list too. So with that, that's it. That's all the lists we have this week. Had to go through it pretty quickly, just because I have something that I need to do very, very quickly as well. But just me this time, unfortunately, things didn't work out. But yeah, thanks everyone for submitting lists. It's been great, and just your support keeps us going. And we'll be back maybe to a more scheduled programming next week. I'm not sure. Maybe I think Kelvin might be busy. It might be just be me. Maybe I can drag someone else through the interwebs as well. So yeah, that is it. Let me know what you guys all think in the comments below. Again, if you want to submit hashtag VG Top Decks on Twitter/X, right? I do prefer that more. And then Discord. You have to jump through a few hoops. And yeah, make sure also to, when you post stuff, don't also add weird things in. Like funny stuff, okay, but really weird stuff or dodgy stuff,